All right, guys. We are live with another one, guys. Okay. We are live with another one. You already know what this is. The mic is hot, guys. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys, I'm feeling under the weather right now, so excuse me if I have to stop a few times to blow my nose or, you know what I mean, to correct a situation that is going on right there, okay? I am feeling under the weather. The weather outside doesn't want to decide whether it wants to be a desert, okay? Or, okay, Alaska when it's freezing cold in the winter. So my body is just not ready for this crazy adjustment. But guys, we have bigger fish to fry. Okay, we got bigger fish to fry right now because as it stands right now, we have Stephen A. Smith interviewing. Excuse me, Dana White. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this right now. Okay, but it's a good time to talk about it. And you know what? Looking at this 6 week hiatus that the UFC has given us, it's really not a bad time to have an interview like this. Okay, so I'm gonna sit here and dissect this interview. Okay, with Stephen A. Smith, excuse me, and Dana White. Everybody knows Stephen A. Smith. Okay, he is a bandwagon fan. All right, if I had to say, all right, he doesn't really know a lot about mixed martial arts, but he knows a little bit. Okay, he knows a little bit. Okay, about the main guys, he knows about a little bit of pockets. Okay, he's not really an expert when it comes to breaking down, you know what I mean, information that has to do with mixed martial arts, let alone the UFC. Okay, guys, so let's keep that in mind. All right, and everybody know who Dana White is. I mean, the guy who started this all. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Dana White, and that is facts. Okay, he's brought this UFC company into new heights. I mean, he talks about it in this interview specifically. Dana White talks about it more in detail of how the UFC wasn't even accepted on pay per view. I mean, on regular live TV. You know what I mean? I mean, it was hard enough to even get it on pay per view. He talks about a world where, back in the day, you can order porn pay per view. However, you can't even order. They didn't even give you an option to order UFC fights. So I mean, if it wasn't for Dana White, we wouldn't be here right now. Sitting on a 7.7 billion dollar deal with Paramount, which we're gonna get more into that right now. Okay, but everybody know who Dana White is. Dana White, phenomenal, phenomenal guy when it comes to running his business, and a very knowledgeable guy when it comes to you know basically looking for stars and making entertaining events. So congratulations to him and congratulations for Stephen A. Smith. Both men. If I had to give a rating, one being trash, 10 being best, for this interview, I stood there and I said, you know what, this is not a bad interview. I give it a solid seven star for Mr. Stephen A. Smith, to be honest with you. But there is a couple, a few things that I do want to mention about Dana White. You know, and what he said specifically in this interview, which we're going to get into right now, guys. Guys, if you are new to the channel, like and subscribe, guys. Okay, it takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. Like I always say, guys, this is your channel. I am just the pilot, okay? The only channel where the fans come first, not last. Excuse me, guys. Hold on a second. Now, one thing that I found very, very interesting, okay, in this interview that Dana White did mention. Dana White actually mentions that um he imagined a world where people would get the opportunity to watch three main channels globally. Excuse me, globally. So he's basically imagining a world where there's only going to be three channels that are televised globally. So anywhere around the world you're at, you can actually watch these three specific channels that are going to be televised globally. And what he imagines is he wants to give the UFC an opportunity to get on, okay, one of those three channels that he foresees in the future, okay, so he can give UFC even a more global impact, which I find that very interesting. I find that very, very interesting. I mean, Paramount is CBS. CBS has been, in global news for a very long time. So I wonder, is that what he's, talking about specifically? About putting more views into the UFC. I mean, that's a great, great strategy. And I mean, with this new Paramount deal, that's most likely, why the UFC actually are staying away from the pay-per-view model. It only makes sense. It'll give people an opportunity to actually watch the UFC for free or for, a lower subscription per year, to be honest with you. How you doing, star 3? How you doing, star 3? Blesses to you, okay? Blesses to you. Hopefully you having a great weekend, okay, and a great start to your weekend, okay? Bash Fisherman says hi. How you doing? How you doing, Bash Fisherman? Guys, like and subscribe, okay? Let's run up these likes and run up these subscription, guys, okay? Easier than going to your local ATM. That's facts, guys, okay? Duck is live. How you doing? Duck is live. Welcome to your chat and welcome to your channel. But I also do want to mention, you know what I mean? I honestly think the pay-per-view model was basically should have been eradicated a long time ago, in my opinion. Okay, I subbed and like. Thank you, Duck is live. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Welcome to your channel and welcome to your community. Ronan Knowles says hello. How you doing? Blesses to you, man. Blesses to you. How's your weekend going, man? But I honestly thought that the pay-per-view model should have been eradicated a long time ago. I mean, shelling out $80 per month when you know for a fact if you've been a long if you've been a long time fan like I have, of the UFC. I mean, back in the day, these pay-per-views were going for about 30 to 40 bucks, guys. So that wasn't that bad when it came to the pay-per-view model back in the day. But I mean, today in 2026. I mean, we're paying, well, in 2025, excuse me, we were paying upwards of $80 to $90 per pay per view, and that's at least once a month. I mean, if you do the math, that's almost close to $4,000 a year for just you being a fan and wanting the ability to watch a sport. And now moving into 2026, that is no longer the model, and I'm actually happy about that. Ron and Noel says, "Whoa, I don't care." Awesome, man, awesome. But um I thought Stephen A. Smith, for not knowing and not being as knowledgeable as he is, with the UFC and mixed martial arts, I thought he held his own in this interview. I thought he held his own. I thought he did a good job. I think he's getting better. I think he's getting better at, holding these interviews with these mixed martial arts, company men, to be honest with you. But there was a lot of topics that Stephen A. Smith threw at Dana White, and one of the topics that he threw at him was, Dana White actually making his approach into boxing. I thought that was very interesting. I thought he asked very interesting questions, and I thought Dana White actually elaborated on a lot of the questions that Stephen A. Smith actually asked. You know what I mean? From what I look at it from the outside looking in, I think Dana White is actually feeling a lot of pressure when it comes to boxing. I mean, if you, like I said, his accolades are high right now. You know what I mean? Dana White actually taking the UFC, a company that was basically borderline, you know what I mean, on bankruptcy, and taking it to new heights. And now in 2026, 7.7 trillion, not trillion, excuse me, a $7.7 billion deal with Paramount. There's a lot of pressure with Dana White to actually, as he makes his approach into boxing, a lot of people are expecting Dana White to bring some necessary changes into that community and bring some of that success that he had in MMA into boxing. So I just wonder how that whole debacle, is going to really break down Just because boxing hasn't been the same for decades, guys. I mean, boxing has not been the same for decades. I mean, right now, I mean, boxing is a spectacle. You know what I mean? It really is. I mean, we had a heavyweight guy fight a light heavyweight, YouTuber. You know what I mean? Like boxing is just it's almost a joke at this point. You know what I mean? If we're talking competitively, it doesn't stand, it doesn't stand side by side with MMA at all, to be honest with you, at all. You know, hold on a second, guys. I did mention that I am feeling under the weather just because, I mean, this weather doesn't want to decide whether it wants to be a desert or Alaska. You know what I mean? So my body has not adjusted correctly. Okay, but we're gonna get there, guys. We're gonna get there. Okay. And I also want to mention a lot of contradictions that Dana White, actually said in this interview with Stephen A. Smith. I mean, we all know the whole debacle with Armin Sarukian, not getting the opportunity because he was unable to fight Islam Makhachev at their event. Unfortunately, he pulled out due to back injury, and a lot of people are saying that it wasn't a back injury. It was Armin Sarukian was having weight cut issues, but that's pure speculation. Okay, but we all know Armin Sarukian should be fighting Ilya Taporia for that strap, but unfortunately, Paddy the Baddy and Justin Gaethje are going to be fighting for the vacant, or not the vacant, for the interim, excuse me, for the interim title fight, and we all know Armin Sarukian should be fighting for the title, point blank player, point blank period. You know what I mean? But the UFC has other plans, and right now they're icing Armin Sarukian and they're punishing him due to his pullout with Islam Makhachev. And I just thought that was a total contradiction here in this interview with Stephen A. Smith and Dana White, and hearing Dana White actually mention that it's important that the most important aspect of this whole thing, and the most important thing that he cares about is who's the baddest man on the planet. That was a quote from Dana White's interview and Dana White's mouth. And as soon as I heard it, I'm like, come on, guy. You know what I mean? Total contradiction. What are you talking about? If you really wanted, if you really cared, okay, and wanted to see the baddest man fight each other, you wouldn't be putting fights on like Paddy the Baddy and Justin Gaethje. And that's facts, guys. And you know what? This is not even the first time the UFC has done this. There's been multiple times that there's been undeserved title fights, at the undeserved title fights. I mean, Sean O'Malley never deserved to fight Marab for the second time. And now we might actually see an opportunity where Sean O'Malley actually fights for a third time against Peter Yan. Okay, if he's able to beat Song the Cheat Yadong. Okay, but that's another discussion, guys. Okay, another discussion. How you doing? How you doing, DW? Hopefully you're having a good one, DW. Blessings to you, okay, and blessings to yours. All right. But honestly, guys, I mean, I'm just being honest. That was a total contradiction. You know what I mean? In my opinion, you should throw out the rankings. You should throw it out right now because the rankings are not going to matter, especially for the next 7 years, with Paramount and the UFC being in an entanglement. Okay. Very interesting interview. I'll tell you guys should watch that interview with Stephen A. Smith and Dana White. It's a very interesting interview. It's not that long. I believe it's like, under 20, just over 20 minutes, but it's very, very informative interview, and I enjoyed it. You know what I mean, for what it was. Um, and another contradiction that I honestly heard Dana White actually say in this interview is that he wants to bring what he has in MMA into boxing, and he wants the best to fight the best. Another contradiction. Dana, hey Dana, um, in the UFC alone, the fight are the best is the best are not fighting the best guy. Okay, and I'm not gonna say that across the board. I'm not gonna say that, but there's been fights that the best has not fought the best, and that's pure facts. Okay, Dana, you and I both know that, especially if you've been a fan for as long as I have. We know there's been multiple times where fighters should have never been in there and fighting the other fighter. Point blank. Period. Okay. And another interesting fact that I did not even know is that Paramount is also hosting boxing. That's another interesting aspect right there. I thought that was very interesting. I mean, Paramount is, putting themselves, in the front lines, not only with TV shows and movies, but entertainment in general. I mean, having boxing and the UFC all in one as a package. I mean, that's going to be a sellable item for Paramount for the foreseeable future, my guys. Robbie says Dana doesn't care anymore, just taking a salary from TKO Sports. Well, Robbie, I mean, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? We're gonna see. We're gonna see if Dana White really, truly doesn't care. I mean, he has a lot of things on his plate. You know what I mean? He has a UFC with this new Paramount deal and a new way. A new approach with Paramount. He also has the whole Slap, company, and now he's also in charge of TKO Boxing, and you know, hopefully he can succeed in all areas. To be honest with you, uh, can I order some Papa Dom's onions? I don't know what. Yeah, probably not. James, probably not. You know what I mean? But yeah, probably not. You know what I mean, my guys. But yeah, but yeah. A lot of informative information in this Stephen A. Smith interview with Dana White. As I mentioned, like I said, you guys could, should watch it if you guys are, true fans of mixed martial arts. It's a good interview. It's a good interview. I thought Stephen A. Smith held his own. He asked some, informative, informative. Wow, I can't even say the word. Hold on a second. Informative. Excuse me. He asked some informative questions, you know what I mean? And I thought Dana White held his own as well, you know what I mean? I thought Dana White really held his own. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, okay, guys? Like and subscribe, support the community. What are you doing, guys, okay? Excuse me, guys. I had to wipe my nose. Excuse me. I'm feeling under the weather. I did mention that. Um, and another big news that Dana White dropped on Stephen A. Smith. A lot of people were talking about it. Even I was talking about it. I didn't have any faith that this event would actually happen in 2026. But unfortunately, guys, according to Dana White, he told Stephen A. Smith is a done deal. The White House is a done deal, is a go. Okay, it is happening. And now, in the next few months, Dana White will be working on putting the fight together. But logistics are done. This is happening, guys. There will be a White House fight card in 2026. I'm excited about it. I want to see who headlines this fight. I want to see who's on this card. Remember, if you guys are not new to the channel, a while ago I actually made a whole UFC White House card from top to bottom. Okay, so we're gonna see how many fights actually come into fruition. Okay, guys. Very excited in general when it came to this news, because I'm just being honest with you guys. I mean, a White House card, that's very entertaining. I'm watching it. Okay, I am definitely watching it, especially if it's for free. If you're televising it for free, and all I have to do is be subscribed to Paramount, which I already am. I've been subscribed to Paramount for the last 2 to 3 years. My guy, I'm watching the event. Okay, I'm watching the event point blank. Period. And you know what? If the event hasn't even started, I'm texting everybody on my phone, letting them know that this event is happening. Okay, our favorite. Hey man, I hear you, man. I hear you. There's a lot of things that you could be thinking about, and unfortunately, you're thinking about the wrong things. I mean, they could be the right things, especially for you. You know what I mean? With your brain capacity, you know what I mean. I'm just saying, But blessings to you, man. Hopefully, you're doing good, and hopefully, you last. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you last because let me tell you something. With that type of attitude, you're not going anywhere, man. You know what I mean? You're really not. But honestly, guys, I'm just being real, guys. Okay, I'm just being real. I'm very excited about this White House card. I'm even more excited at the news that this is actually going to happen in 2026. I'm actually excited to see how 2026 unfolds, to be honest with you, because, in 2025, we had a great, great record, guys. Okay, we had a great record when it came to my UFC fight predictions. It was a great year for my UFC fight predictions. Hold on a second. Excuse me, guys. I got to get this out here. My record for 2025 for UFC fight predictions was 287 wins, guys. 287 wins and 196 losses, guys. That was a great year for 2025 UFC fight predictions. So I'm excited for 2026, guys. I really am. I am excited for 2026. I will be giving my UFC fight predictions for, Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett. I will be giving my UFC fight predictions most likely the week, the week of or the week before that event actually happens, guys. So stay tuned for that. You know what I mean? Stay tuned for that. I'm excited about giving my UFC fight prediction, especially with this being the first card that I will be giving my UFC fight predictions for 2026. And hopefully I can get more dubs than L's. Okay, we're always shooting for those. So yeah, guys, a lot of exciting events that are going to happen for the foreseeable future. I mean, I want to see how the heavyweight division ends up, after 2026. I mean, we have, Tom Aspinall talking about having double eye surgery. So hopefully, he never comes back. Okay, I'm sick of that guy. We need to give the belt to the real champion, which is Waldo Cortez Acosta. That's straight facts. Okay, and we got Waldo Cortez Acosta actually fighting Derek Lewis. That's going to be a banger, guys. So stay tuned for that one. All right, and guys, what else is there to say? This next card that is happening very, very soon. All right, be prepared for it. Okay, be prepared. I understand it's been 6 weeks, okay, of going through withdrawals. Okay, like you've been taking fentanyl for the rest of for the remaining days of your life. Okay, but guys, okay, a few more weeks and we are here. We are in there like swimwear, guys. Okay. Haley says, I think Haley, I'm sorry. I apologize. You know what I mean? I apologize about that, Haley. Hopefully, you can get some positivity in your life because it sounds like a lot of negativity is around you right now. Okay, and that's a sad story. Okay, you don't want to start your day like that, let alone your week. Okay, that's a sad story. Let me get a drink on that one. Okay, let me get a drink. Okay, we drink the Coors Light because we don't like the Bud. Okay, we don't like the Bud. But anyways, guys, I mean, that was pretty much it. Okay, when it came to the whole interview with Stephen A. Smith and Dana White, like I said, it's a good watch, very informative. I thought Dana White did a great job. I thought Stephen A. Smith did a great job as well, holding his own in this MMA community. Um, and lastly, guys, what I want to leave, everybody, what I want to leave this live with is health. It's health. Stephen A. Smith and Dana White actually talked about it, about them changing their diet, them really focusing in on their health, especially later on in their careers, and actually with them paying attention to their health, they actually gave their careers longevity, okay, or more longevity. So, I want to leave it with that one, guys. You know what I mean? Pay attention to your health. You know what I mean? Make sure that you're doing the necessary things that you can to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? It's a scary world out there. There's a lot of people out there that are just not taking care of themselves. I mean, the obesity in America alone is just atrocious, guys. Okay, it's atrocious. So take care of your diet, take care of your health, and take care of your mind. Okay, guys. Honestly, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, that's really what matters, man. It's your health. Without it, you're nothing, and that's pure facts. Okay, that's pure facts. So I do want to leave it on that one. Stephen A. Smith, great interview with Dana White. Dana White did a great job of answering all the questions and promoting the UFC for the foreseeable future with this new Paramount deal, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about this whole the new model that they're going with. No more pay per view model. I'm excited about that. Save some money as a UFC fan. But yeah, guys, that's about it. Okay, I'll probably most likely get live, most likely later on tonight or tomorrow morning once again, guys. Okay, but you guys enjoy your weekend. I'll see you next time. And you already know what this is, guys. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys, I'm out of here. You have a good one. Bless.